Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast. I am Grayson Savannah, the Rat King, and today we're going to be talking about Annabelle and Robert the Doll. So grab your favorite snacks, your favorite drink. I have mine here. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but without further ado, let's get into it. So, we're going to start with Annabelle. Would you like to go first, Kyle? Or
Uh,
I totally forgot to say you
um,
were here, but we're just going to go with it.
yeah, we'll go with it. You can go first if you want to.
Alright, I need to take some drink then, because I've been talking for like the past hour.
Yeah, Mr. Streamer.
Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. Alright, so we all know the Annabelle movies, Hollywood rewrite of the true story that we're going to share with you today. The real story of Annabelle began in 1970. At the time, a 28-year-old, I can say words, don't watch my stream, it will tell you otherwise. 28-year-old had received Annabelle as a gift from her mother shortly after she had noticed the doll in different positions and locations around their house, or the apartment they were in, rather. And along with moving and changing positions, notes were found saying "help me" and "help us" on parchment paper, despite the two not owning any parchment. Things escalated when the male friend was sleeping and feeling as if he was being strangled by Annabelle, or as Annabelle watched, and he noticed scratches on his upper body. Not knowing what to do, they contacted a medium who held a séance, and uh, through the séance, the spirit introduced itself as a little girl by the name of Annabelle Higgins, who had resided there before there became apartments. According to the spirit, it felt relaxed in the apartment with roommates wrongly trusting the spirit. The girls allow the spirit to occupy, or they think it is occupying the doll. And very soon after, things got real bad. After taking interest in the case, the Warrens stepped in,
It's always
and
the Warrens.
it really is. If anything happened spiritually ever in the past, it's the Warrens handled it.
It's the Warrens.
It's the Warrens.
It's like they knew.
Yeah. And then as soon they came the conclusion that the doll isn't possessed, because things don't get possessed; they get attached to. If that makes sense. Cal can explain if it's not right.
Um, yeah. So they don't exactly possess the thing. It like they can
It's a conduit,
use it as
if you will.
a form. Like if it's not a living thing, it can't be possessed because possession is taking control of something living and controlling its actions, thoughts, and what it says and everything. But it's not. It's just being attached to something and using something as a vessel to
Communicate.
exist
That too.
within the physical world and communicate in the physical world.
Yeah. So the doll isn't possessed, but it's being manipulated by an inhuman entity.
Ye.
Probably a demon. Let's face it.
Let's face it.
Truly, the spirit was looking to move on from the doll and possess a human. They ordered an exorcism, and after the exorcism, the Warrens decided to take the doll. They took back roads and had doused the doll in holy water here and there, just make sure it calm down, because they would lose control of the vehicle because the doll was trying to kill them while driving home with the doll. So yeah, anything you want to add to that? Anything you want to talk about?
Um, I'm gonna talk a little bit about like the confusion between the film stuff and the actual like Annabelle stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
Um, so brain formulating words. I promise I speak English. Um,
I don't either, so don't worry about it.
um, so with the actual movie, we've talked about this before, but
Last time we tried doing this episode.
yeah, last time we tried doing this episode. Anyway, like the use of a porcelain doll just made things a lot more cliche and a little bit less scary, to
Yeah.
be honest, in my opinion, because not Raggedy Ann dolls, porcelain dolls are already seen as
Creepy.
very creepy and very commonly, like they're very
Yes.
commonly possessed. Well, not possessed.
Uh,
Sorry. Um, Used as a
Inhabited.
vessel.
I was inhabited
Inhabited, yeah.
because not possessed, but
It's
it's,
always been
yeah,
called possessed, and it's just not
yeah, no,
possession. And brain said, "Oh yes, possession." Anyways,
yeah,
but um, uh, and and using the original like type of doll, Annabelle, like not the original Annabelle doll, but using a Raggedy Ann doll instead of
a
a
porcelain
porcelain
doll.
doll probably would have added more to the
Yeah,
creepiness because
because you
they
don't
would have
expect
found
it.
ways to
Yeah,
better like it's unexpected
yeah,
and it's better like you can find ways to like how they had her had her like features move and everything.
yeah,
That would have been it would have inspired more creativity and inspired more
yeah,
with just the general theme of the movie.
yeah. I think so.
And with the Annabelle creation thing, if I remember correctly, we did speak about
Yeah.
how it was about the whole Annabelle Higgins
Yes.
thing. She
It was
the
a
little girl never existed.
no.
But I do find it interesting how they interpreted that story.
Yeah, I don't think Hollywood really needed to make a story like that, but I think it definitely added to the universe a little bit.
Yes, it did.
And the
Um,
story, I think it didn't need to happen, but I think it was a pretty good. I don't necessarily like the take of it, but I think it was a decent enough idea.
yes.
I think
Um,
personally, for this whole like Conjuring universe that Hollywood has, I think they should have had let some like indie horror studio make it. I think that would have been a better choice. Because as
yeah,
everyone knows, the indie horror
definitely.
scene is the better scene as the right now. The popular ones are just going more action based and whatever. In video game speaking, anyways.
Yeah,
And indie scene's
indie horror
always
definitely has taken in the creative aspects and found ways to make things more disturbing and creepy without using the stereotypical what like everyday themes of horror, and a lot of it is unpredictable and hard to decode lately. And even then, even in the past, they've it's always been like that. It's
yeah
just become more
prevalent.
upfront and
Yeah,
popular these days. But I feel like it would have become more popular and more positively
renowned.
looked at
Yeah,
and found if they did reach out to the indie horror community and
yeah,
said, "Hey, what can we do with this?" It would have just some positive criticism.
yeah. I think that they would definitely add things and elements to the both stories either way, but I feel
Yeah,
like sticking to the true story a little more closely is always a better
would be a
thing
lot better too.
because it's already a scary story to begin with.
Completely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you want to add some interesting elements to it, no matter what. It's a film. You want to keep people's engagements. You're not watching a documentary. You're watching a film.
Yeah. And as a little kid, I owned Raggedy Ann dolls. I am so sorry. I don't know if you can hear the background.
I can, but it's fine. You can't understand them.
Okay, good.
Just talk over them. You're fine.
Okay, so as a little kid, I owned a Raggedy Ann, and I don't remember the male doll's name, but I owned both of
Andy.
those. Andy, I owned a Raggedy Andy and Raggedy Ann dolls, and as someone who owned stuff like that when I was littler, it would have made it so much scarier and so much more personal. Like I feel like a lot of people owned more Raggedy Ann dolls than um
Andy.
uh not the male dolls, but
Oh,
like the porcelain dolls. I feel like those are more of a older
yeah.
generation, more
Those are
collectibles
more
kind of
collectible. Yeah.
thing. Yeah, they're more collectible. Like me, I own one, but that's because I got it from a church fair that I went to. But it's on a more personal level to people that had toys similar to that when they were little. Because not everybody played with porcelain dolls. Porcelain dolls aren't meant to be played with. So the only reason it'd be personal to someone is if they were a, like of an older generation that
Or
had
hand
porcelain
down
dolls
like
or
family heirloom. There we go. I got it out. Like family heirloom that was kept to the family for generations and generations.
yeah, like something like that. That like I feel like it'd
Yeah.
be more appealing and
Yeah.
more personal and scarier to the audience if they would have kept the original uh um
Doll. Yeah.
yeah. That's just my take on it. And stick closer to the original story, yes, because it's more realistic that way as well.
Yeah, and it sticks to the
Like, yes,
story.
add your Hollywood film, bleh, but like it would have been so much
Yeah,
more scary because it'd been more real.
yeah, and they can make it look gritty too. Like, have you seen what tea bags can do to like clothes and shit? You can
Yeah,
stain it. If it's too clean, just stain it, and like you can use your saturation you do in Hollywood films and whatever, and make it look,
yeah.
And like, and look at
Is there any?
I want to. I want to talk about a scene quick. Sorry, I want to talk about a scene quick. All right. So everyone
Go
knows in the
ahead.
trailer and in the movie in general, when the girl looks through the keyhole and then the doll moves its head and then it starts bleeding from the eyes. Think of how creepy that would be as a Raggedy Ann doll turning its head like that and
Oh,
then just blood coming out of its button eyes.
I do not get scared easily, but that sent a shiver
Yeah,
down my spine. I do
yeah.
not like that. I do not like that.
You're not supposed to like it. It's supposed to be like a creepy fucking idea. You know what I'm talking
I
about,
love
right?
horror. Like it's like a that's creepy,
You know
but
what I'm
like it's
talking about too,
ooh,
right?
creepy. I love it. Like yeah, like to have like oh the way they had her would have her blink is like the fabric extending and like crinkle like it make
Yeah,
weird sounds like almost fleshy sounds and then slowly like lift up again. Ooh.
yeah. I think they
Like the
could.
creativity that it
Yeah,
lacked
they
is
had
just
so much
unfortunate.
opportunity to have so much creativity and fun with this that just that
Yeah, but it was just a giant
yeah,
cash grab.
it really was.
That's how I
Yeah,
see it anyway.
I would prefer to watch a documentary than those. Like, it's a fun movie if you don't know the source material.
Yeah.
If you didn't know it was based off a true story, it would be a fun movie to watch. Like Poltergeist, for example.
Yeah.
It's not really based off a true story, but it's still a fun watch.
Yeah. And like the creativity like so have you ever watched the Paranormal Activity series?
It's not really my thing, but I have watched it with my brother. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think it was the third one. Me and my brother watched it on Hulu, and it was so differently formatted. It was like watching from like a family's video camera system, and like video cameras they had themselves in filming, and like seeing scenes from outside sources. Like it was realistic,
yeah.
and it used realistic themes, and it used real life. It didn't use
It's like a
much
reality
editing
show.
at all,
It's like
and
a
it was
reality show.
like it's like a reality show, yeah, and it was
'Cause they
creative,
were
and
vlogging in a
it
way.
was yeah, it
It felt
legit
like a family
actually
vlog.
it shook me
Yeah,
to be honest. Like
I
I
didn't.
don't usually
Yeah,
feel that with horror movies, but
I
when they
didn't care
get
for it too
creative
much
and they
personally, but it was definitely a good
yeah,
movie.
it was definitely a good
Yeah,
movie. Like it's not my forte. Like it was a little melodramatic.
yeah.
It
It
wasn't
was too slow.
exciting to a
It was
point.
too slow. Is my problem with it.
Yeah, same. But like it still had good
Yes.
format and it still had good plot and creativity. It was still creative and good. Like
Yeah.
it was slow, but it still ended well.
And those movies helped create the haunted house movies, the comedy ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I have heard of them. I haven't watched them though.
I think it's called Haunted House. They're
It may
fucking
be.
hilarious.
Yeah.
They appreciate they do things off of like The Ring, The Conjuring,
Oh yeah.
Annabelle. They grab everything and
Yeah.
just make a parody off of it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Um. Um. Do you have anything else you want to say? Because I'm
No, I'm good. We
kind
can
of
move
at
on
a
with the next
stopping point.
topic.
Yeah.
All right. So, would I take Robert off, or do you want me to start Robert off?
I need to get to my notes, but I will.
Start it
I
off.
will start this time if you want.
You just
To be honest, I did. Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, get your notes and I'll entertain the masses.
Yeah, I've got him up, but I did
Okay.
forget that he had a little dog. It was a little
Yeah,
dog.
I don't think it was his originally. I think it was just something given to him, like later on.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, so I will read the
Okay, go ahead.
thingy that I have. The doll originally belonged to Robert Eugene Otto,
Yep.
an artist described as an as eccentric, who belonged to a Paramount Key West family. The doll, reportedly manufactured by the Steiff Company of Germany, purchased by Otto's grandfather while on a trip to Germany in 1904, and given to young Otto as a birthday gift. The doll's sailor suit was likely an outfit that Otto wore as a child. Um,
You good?
I'm looking. So in my notes, I have the doll remained stored in the Otto family home at 534 Ayton. I'm butchering this so badly. Street in Key West, while Otto studied art in New York and Paris. Otto married Annette Parker in Paris on May 3rd, 1930. The couple returned to the Otto family home in Key West to live there until Otto died in 1974. His wife died 2 years later. After their deaths, the Etten Street home contained the doll, was sold by Myrtle Reader, I'm butchering these names, who owned it for 20 years until the property was sold to the current owners who operate it as a guest house. In 1994, the doll was donated to East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, where it became a popular tourist attraction. It is annually rotated to the old post office and costume house in October. So I have this. I don't trust Wikipedia, but I have the
Hmm.
Wikipedia pulled up as well as my notes because you know what? Why not? Because this is yeah. So on the Wikipedia, this is the legend that it has. According to legend, the doll has supernatural abilities that allow it to move, change its facial expressions, and make giggling sounds. Some versions of the legends claim that the young girl of Bahamian descent gave Otto the doll as a gift or relation retaliation for a wrongdoing. Other stories claim that the doll moved voodoo figurines around the room and was aware of what went on around him. Still, other legends claim that the doll vanished after Otto's house changed ownerships a number of times after his death, or that young Otto triggered the doll's supernatural powers by blaming his childhood mishaps on the doll. According to local folklore, the doll has caused car accidents, broken bones, job loss, divorce, and cornucopia or other misfortunes. End quotes. And museum visitors supposedly experience post visit misfortunes for failing to respect Robert. That's
Yeah.
the legend that I read.
Yeah.
Which I've seen multiple videos on
Yeah.
this as well, and that's pretty much the sum
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. So I
I've
want to go
legit
more.
seen a
Sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. I've legit seen a video of someone taking like a video of Robert, and his body shifted, and then like everybody in the room heard a little kid giggling, but there was only adults in the room.
I saw a video of the doll crying once,
Yeah.
or a tear coming out of the button eyes.
Yeah, I think I saw that as well.
All right. So if you're done with your little part, I want to get more in detail, unless you have more to say.
Yes. I'm good if you want to speak.
All right. So I actually want to start off not with the paranormal happenings, but with the doll itself. The doll was actually not meant to be purchased.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently, uh, according to um, the company that manufactured the doll, apparently also the same company that made the teddy bear in honor of Theodore Roosevelt too. Apparently the company's made for that too. Words, I can speak
Uh-huh.
them. So
The teddy bear.
yeah, the same company made the teddy bear in honor of Theodore Roosevelt.
Mhm.
But Robert was most likely never intended to be purchased as a toy. A Steve historian told the museum that Robert was most likely a clown or jester, which complements his impish behavior. The sailor outfit is not from the company. It's likely, not, like you said before, it's likely the outfit that Eugene wore. But yeah, he was never supposed to be purchased.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a window item.
Huh.
Yeah. So that also makes it a little more mysterious of how Eugene even got the doll. Like, obviously, it was purchased somehow, but if it wasn't supposed to be purchased, how was it purchased? And I did see a couple things of like uh, a nanny or something of Eugene cursing it with voodoo or something like that.
Yeah, I did see something about that.
But yeah, and you did talk about how it moved and like whatever, but Robert would also cause Eugene to get in trouble, and then Eugene would blame it. Oh, it all. Sorry. And um, the biggest thing is, in my opinion, is that it's has been said that when Eugene was talking to the doll, his parents would be able to hear the doll talk back. And yeah,
I love how
yeah,
in some of the pictures people have taken of Robert, there's like all the like things they've wrote
yeah.
about Robert, like wrote to Robert,
As
and then
an
there's a
apology note,
warning,
yeah.
do not photograph.
You're supposed to
Like
ask
people have
permission
like
first. Yeah, you're supposed to ask permission first, and if you, and then yeah,
yeah. So basically, there's like apology notes for like disrespecting him and everything. And it's like, bro,
yeah.
it's funny but legitimate at the same time.
It's like, why would you want to insult the doll? Is my question, or anything like that. Why would you want
Like
to anger?
like honestly, me personally, I would feel really stupid for like writing an apology to an inanimate object, but when you think about the
Yeah,
concept, it seems like it is a legitimate
yeah,
thing. And I understand where they're coming from,
yep,
and honestly, I'd probably do the same.
yeah,
Just be like, I'm sorry,
yeah. So it was a gift from
don't kill me.
Otto. Gene preferred Robert. Gene preferred to be called immediate attachment society. Yada yada yada. Oh, another thing too is that as an adult, Eugene would take Robert everywhere with him, and that would kind of piss off his wife.
I don't know if I should laugh at that.
Probably not. Probably not,
Probably not.
considering that you're looking at Robert the doll, your computer glitched.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
not a computer, it's an iPad, but also the iPad
same
is
thing.
slightly broken. But
Yeah,
let's just be careful.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be, it was fabricated. It was words. It was fabricated. The doll was fabricated for a window display of clowns or jesters, which is what I meant to say. I read over the fabricated part. Whatever. So yeah, it was supposed to be a window display displaying those. And yeah, and yet you have to ask permission in order to take pictures or make a phone call or anything like that of the sort. Otherwise, your phone may not work, and you'll get into a huge misfortune, like Annabelle, if you will. Because if you talk
Yep.
bad about Annabelle or anything like that, you will. There's a story about a motorcyclist who, on his way home, crashed because he yelled at Annabelle before leaving. So yeah, and
Idiot.
so yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
so don't disrespect the dolls. Don't do anything stupid. You'll be fine. So I actually want to talk about an experience that happened to me a couple days ago. I think I told you about that. This.
I don't know. Is it with the doll you came in
Yep.
contact with?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was in a Goodwill store because of course I was. 'Cause that's where all hunting things are.
Goodwill. Yeah.
And my mom and I walk into an aisle where this like old school American Girl doll was, or like something along the lines of that. And after my mom and I both say that's creepy, it moves, and I step back and point like, "What the fuck?" And
Ooh.
I don't know if it was obvious or not, but I have a very big fear of dolls, mainly
Apparently,
porcelain and mainly porcelain and dummies,
yeah.
and Raggedy Ann, because Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
I'm not
know.
necessarily afraid of them. I just am very cautious with
Yeah.
them because they're the most commonly
Yeah.
a-
With the humanoid.
attached to. Well, they're humanoid as well as they're one of the most things to be commonly attached to a demon.
Yeah. Another thing happened to me right after that, actually, is I went to an escape room of the haunted hotel. Or, no, not haunted hotel. It was a haunted theater. I know what I'm talking about. And upon entering the theater, or the backstage, quote unquote, backstage area, we are met with a doll and a tiny stroller, like a kid's stroller that you like. They would push around with a doll in it. Yeah, and immediately, it comes right towards me, because of course it does. It like seeks out who it knows it's fucking afraid of, who hates dolls. But to make matters worse, my mom went behind me and pushed me towards it.
Oh God,
Yeah, I
I
wasn't happy
feel
about
bad
that.
for you.
Yeah, it was a broken down like little old school like blinking dolls.
Oh, like the baby dolls, if you
Yeah,
tip their head, their
yeah,
eyes blink. Ooh, I had one of those.
yeah. It was it
It
was
was
like
creepy.
yeah. So imagine that like a broken like very old one coming towards you in a like black ash looking stroller in the dark.
Ooh. Honestly, I would have like the reason I don't go to haunted houses and stuff is because even if they do specify that the actors have permission to touch me, if someone touches me from behind, they're gonna get an immediate fist to the face
Yeah,
or a foot to the crotch because that's just how my brain is wired. So I avoid haunted houses for
yeah.
those very reasons because I don't want to catch an assault charge.
I don't have like that problem with getting scared by other people like that. In those places, I
I'm not
might a bit more
scared.
because
It's just my brain's wired to be like,
yeah,
who's touching me?
I don't think I can actually go to a place like that people can touch you because I would probably react the same way, like fight or flight, and I'm a known fighter. It's just how it is. So I don't think I can actually go to one of those. But yeah, so and then of course on the way out there was another porcelain doll on the top shelf facing the checkout counter. As we're in line paying for our items, I got some shirts and I haven't got plates. Besides the point, it was staring like dead at me. Like you could just feel it, you know. You gotta
Have
hate
you
dolls.
learned a lesson?
Me?
Yes, don't
How?
go to haunted houses. They
Oh,
have
this is the
dolls.
Goodwill I was talking about.
Oh, the Goodwill?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the haunted house.
No, I was talking about the checkout line of the Goodwill.
Oh,
I was actually
you
kind
could
of
just feel it staring at
yeah.
you.
To make matters worse, honestly, I should go there next time with my EMF detector and be like, and then scan shit.
Just be like,
Are you haunted?
who's haunted today? Are you haunted, sir? Beep beep beep. Yes, you are. Good day to you, sir.
Just imagine that though, like full on like supernatural, just casually. What's that? Oh, it's
Put your dean, just put your dean get up on and just be like, are you haunted?
that's how I dress normally though, so
You
that's fine.
are.
But yeah, so I hate dolls. Just in the long run, I hate dolls. I hate dummies and porcelain dolls the most.
Someday I'm gonna take you to see like Robert the Doll or something that's actually open, and just out of spite, just be like, "Hey, look,
It's a doll.
your biggest fear. It's a doll."
I actually know where it stems from too, which is the sad part. It's a combination of a lot of things. So
I have no idea what you just said.
I know where my fear doll stems from.
Oh,
So when I was 5, the first horror movie that really scarred me was Poltergeist.
oh,
Specifically, the scene with the clown.
oh my God!
You know what I'm talking about,
Is it
right?
like when the clown would like
Goes to
I've
Jangle
seen
the
this meme.
Kid,
Yeah,
the
it
original
like
one,
would
not the new one.
move.
Yeah, and that really got to me.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the original one or the newer one, but there was this clown doll that was in this people's house, and it moved throughout the house, and then it went into the parents' room, and then the dad saw it and was like, "Wait, never mind." And
Hmm.
like he was like, "Wait, that's weird," but then he looked over again and it wasn't there, and then it went into the kid's room and it strangled the kid. and then he
I
heard
believe that's how it went.
like the
Yeah,
yeah, he
something like
heard
that.
the parrot heard
Yeah,
something, and he went in there and he looked at it and he was like, I regret
yeah,
everything. Like the dad's face was like, I regret even dismissing that.
yeah. And then shortly after that, I watched my mom watching an Annabelle documentary on TV. So, you know,
Oh, how unfortunate.
so that kind of furthered it.
How unfortunate. Anyway,
And there's another thing I forgot what it was. I don't know how I forgot it. I was talking about it recently too. Let me see if I can pull up a text. Let me see if I can remember who I was talking to. I think it was my friend Jenna. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull that text up. Probably not. Yeah. So I have a slight fear of clowns too, but not because of precisely not because of poltergeist, because during the Hurricane Sandy, I had to stay at my mom's friend's house, and I was stuck in the clown room. The wallpaper was clowns. There was like three shelves with clowns on them throughout, like going all along all the walls. It was a clown TV. Just imagine that.
ugh.
Yeah, so I'm not really scared of them. It's more like an uncomfort.
Yeah, I don't just clowns. The only reason I would ever be uncomfortable around a clown is because the reason they're too
Oh,
happy.
and I know what the other thing is now. And shortly after viewing the Annabelle documentary, I was stupid enough to watch Night of the Living Dummy, the Goosebumps film
Are you a
episode.
freaking idiot?
I was like 6, so yes.
6-year-old you sounds like you just wanted to be suffer. You just you had it sounded like you had the mentality of I'm gonna scare myself silly and the mentality of I am a god
Why I think
as
I'm
well
so
as the
like brave
mentality
now.
of yeah, basically you haven't changed much other than the fact that you have a little bit more restraint and self-preservation.
Yeah. Yeah, because I experienced all that creepy ass shit when I was little, so like nothing can phase me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not as bad as seeing a dead grandma outside your window, but
Probably not, but you know what? Yeah, so yeah, that's where my fear stems from. So because of that, I plan on, as long as I'm able to go there and like visit overnight, I plan on with my at least one other person to go to the island of the dolls in Mexico and spend a full night.
ooh,
Because I'm afraid of dolls, or like, they creep me out. I won't say I'm afraid, because I think being afraid is the wrong term. You know?
it's major
Yeah.
discomfort. Like you're not scared to where you like refuse to go
Yeah. No.
somewhere where there's a doll, and you don't necessarily get like all like
Yeah. No.
it's it's a doll, but you're like, I
It's
don't like
yeah.
that.
It's more of an uncomfort phobia. It's not like I'm doll. No. Unless it comes at me, then I might run
You're just
or
like,
punt it.
you stupid little freaking midget,
Yeah. One of two things will happen. I'll either run away,
or
or
just
no, three
stomp on
things.
it.
Three things. Run away and realize it's tinier than me. I can kick it, or just straight up kick it.
Just straight like the porcelain doll I have on my shelf. Literally, all I'd have to do is stomp on it, and it'd be dead.
Yeah. So yeah. So I plan on spending record it too for my YouTube ghost hunting shit. When I do that again, and
Ooh, spooky.
yeah, and I guess we'll have to see how I react to that. If I can get over my fear or not, or get over my discomfort. Probably not, 'cause that's haunted dolls on an island, pretty much by myself.
I mean, I'd go with you, but I don't know if I'd be able to. And also, it's like you said, Doll Island in Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I've seen multiple people go there, and no, thank you. I'd rather not. Demonic presence.
yeah.
Ew.
But again, I'd also go prepared. I would be ready to like deal with whatever.
You, like sage yourself
Yes.
and bring extra
Yep.
sage. Like bring 3 sage rolls, one for yourself and 2 to dual wield
Yeah.
as you're like walking around like Thank you.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'd probably,
Please
if that,
douse yourself in
yeah,
holy water.
pretty much, the works. I mean, I'm already worded off because I have so many symbols on myself now too, so I should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely protected against any sort of possession or attachment. You just want to have an extra leg. Don't kill me.
Yeah, just to make sure.
I get you. Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to get possessed or like anything bad happened to me, but just in case.
Just in case! You can never be too
Yeah,
prepared.
yeah. So that's a plan. But I think it just makes sense to like go there with actual haunted dolls and like
Like a hut
ghosts.
with balls lining the walls.
I think it makes sense to just try like see if I can last a night, well almost by myself with one other person. I'm not staying a whole night by myself. Like that's too much. That's too
That's just
much.
idiocy.
That's too especially with ghosts. No, that's just too much. If it was just a room full of dolls, sure. But a whole ass island overnight
That's
with also
haunted
ghosts,
as heck
yes.
with more than one spirit. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a little girl
There's
that
two. There's
died.
two of them. Yeah, there's two ones that are definitely there. The old man that found the girl and the girl, but then he also found many dolls on shore, which would also mean girls have drowned probably, lost their lives, and if the dolls are washing on shore, and there's probably spirits attached to those.
Yeah. There's definitely, yeah. And then the girl the guy originally found,
Yes.
she's probably one of the most prominent.
Yeah.
The one that started the whole thing. So she's probably
Yeah.
the one that's like, I'm the queen of this island.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
Pretty much. Yeah. We should make
Like,
it.
I've
We probably
seen
should.
fires
Yeah.
in videos start out of nowhere.
Yeah. We should probably talk about this in another episode. We can go more in detail with it.
Yeah.
But thank you all for tuning into this
An entire
episode.
island
Yeah.
of haunted objects.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning into this episode. I'm sorry we've been like so all over the place with these lately. We got one more to do, and then we have the next bit of what not to do. And so yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.